came back to Botswana in 1987 and then in South Africa in 1990. My father was an MK commander and my mother was a doctor. And I grew up in exile under the ANC. And I'm one of those exile kids. So yeah, I was very moved by the performances that took place with the kids. And I was just reflecting on how, kids our generation, guys our generation, young adults our generation are not really interested in our history. And the way you guys carried it through and executed that moment of June 16 was really passionate, was really in there. Well done, well done. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, beautiful. So in terms of what's to talk about, I was asked to speak about three things. And on my way here, I saw a quote by Henry Ford, who said that, remember, whenever a plane takes off, it always takes off against the wind. So whenever there's pressure against you, you're taking off against that pressure. So for the past 22 years, I've been building and developing young minds, young creative minds. I'm a graphic designer, multimedia, website, communication designer. We're one of the very first black-owned advertising agencies in Durban called Vubion Media Agency. We were doing very well for a good 5 years, but the first 2 years were very, very hard. But the last 5 years, we were flying, we were on top of the world. We had Unilever, Mondi, Hewlett and Vidian. We did the very first big taxi rank activation campaigns. And all of that came through by perseverance and knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking on those doors. And doing the smallest things that you can, the best way that you can. Because that small thing, and being reliable, you've got to be very, very reliable. I always have goals. I always set goals for myself and the team to say, guys, if we know it's going to take us 10 days, let's get it done in 6. Let's not rush it, but let's aim to get it done in 6, knowing that in between there, we'll be troubleshooting and troubleshooting and troubleshooting. So the perseverance really, really helped. Whereby our very first account was with Mondi. We're knocking and knocking on Mondi's doors. In terms of advertising, you always focus on 3 departments. Your corporate affairs department, your marketing department, and your product management department. Why? Because they're the ones who are in charge of communication. The corporate affairs department is in charge of internal communication. And your brand management department and product management department are in charge of your external brand product-related communication. So with communication being our passion, we started focusing on the corporate affairs department at Mondi. And as a result of the BEE factor, eventually the corporate affairs manager said, okay, we'll give you a chance, this BEE thing is coming through. We don't know what's going to be happening with us getting other work from the state. So let's, give you guys a chance. And so they did. Over 2 years, we ended up doing the transformation program, 2 annual reports. We took them we did the boss parade. We did a lot of internal corporate affairs engaging communication for them. As a result of doing that work, the knocking we were doing in Unilever eventually came through, because we were also knocking Unilever's corporate affairs department and Engine's corporate affairs department. And thanks to Disebo Ramon, lawyer, she said, Victor, I can see what you're doing. Can we try this diversity? I've got some ideas around diversity communication at Unilever.